Season 3 is upon us. Season 2 was a very good season, promoted from the County Championship at long last. Royal London Cup is still kind of eluding us, but it's the least important because it draws the least amount of money, and we managed to go and get through the blast and get into the next stage. So we're seeing good improvements from the team, from the players that we've been signing. But one thing's clear if we look at the team batting averages from the County Championship, because we're going to concentrate on County Championship and the blast. Durham, the best batting lineup around, both seasons ranked number 1. But if we look at last year, because we were really poor in the first year, we've started to be on the rise with an average of 31.98, 11 centuries to our name. So things are generally starting to get better, and we move ourselves into a top 6 batting lineup. And what's really important is that across both seasons, the best bowling performance by any team is ours, with 26.33, 11 5-wicket hauls, 21% better than the matches that they played in during the season. So in the County Championship, I feel we've taken some good steps forward. Rishi Patel came in, scored 995 runs at an average of 39 with 1 century, which is a fine performance for a first year in. Emilio Gay's constantly around that mid-30s sort of average. Vasconcelos dropped down the order and averaged 37. Saif Saib continues to probably be the best all-rounder in cricket. But there are changes that's needed in the batting lineup around here. So the Jaeger bomb averaged 68 on England duty all the time. Lacey averaged 38, which is fine for a first season, but there are questions about Rob Keogh. So the first season of the campaign, Rob Keogh was amazing and still is the only player with 1,000 runs for us in a season in county cricket. But there was a big drop-off, plus the move to Division 1, plus the move he's relatively old in comparison to other players on the game, so a few question marks there. And with the ball, we basically changed the game, because our bowling performance was woeful in year 1. We were one of the worst, if not the worst team around. Ben Sanderson came back from an appalling first season, where he managed 36 wickets at an average of 32 with a 70 strike rate. Turned that around to a 58 strike rate. Is the one more good season left in Ben Sanderson, because he was 31% better than the matches he played in. Scrimshaw was outstanding. His strike rate of 36 is next level. 5 3-wicket hauls, constantly picks up these good spells. Irwin was a young signing, 33 wickets at 24, which is an incredible return on your first season. And Sam Cook came in as kind of like the star signing. Strike rate at 65 was excessive, but great economy rate, gives you control, particularly when you've got Scrimshaw going at 4.14 and over. Gives you control, 54 wickets. David Willey didn't play, saved 42 wickets at 38, so I think championship wise we're okay. I think the one thing I would look for is another seam bowler and one batter. Then into the blast, which, was it better last year? Well, it was, but we're still a long way off the pace, particularly around strike rate. So this is the team strike rate across the 2 years. See Surrey and Hampshire. Surrey's 157 last year was the best in the game so far. You got to go way down to find out 139, and then the previous season we're at 133. So 133 to 139 is a really good improvement. Same with the ball. There's many ways to kind of skin this cat, but our 2025 campaign was the second best bowling average in the campaign. Our strike rate, because I pride myself on strike rate in these competitions, was the 3rd best in the campaign and 5th best overall. Our economy rate, the best, 7.82, so it feels like we've got a really good plethora of players in the blast. Bowling wise, but our batting has got to improve its strike rate. So with the average player scoring at a 141 strike rate across the 2 seasons and averaging 21, we can see that Lacey scores at a 150, Pretty Shaw scored at a 152, but everyone is below that kind of industry standard sort of number. There were some better averages. Emilio Gay averaged 32 and gave us some consistency with 350s. But we've got no centuries. None. No double hundreds. We average 22% less, we score at 7% less rate, and we get out 14% earlier than other teams. So we've got huge problems in this lineup. I think I want to hold on to Gay. Vasconcelos I think other than Lacey and Jaeger and Gay, it's a free game. And with the bowlers average 22 and get a wicket every 15 balls and going at 8.72, and we know we have been quite exceptional, particularly in 2025 in this campaign. Average 15 went at 7 or 7.03, Irwin went at 6.54, and those two bowled in the power play most predominantly. Safe Sabe was pretty good with a 7.56, Scrimshaw was expensive and his strike rate is slightly high. But the one thing that is clear here is that we're probably missing a fifth bowler. Like Finnan played, Willie played, Sanderson played. Willie played 15 games, only took 10 wickets, 8.14 economy rate. It's like you can absorb that a little bit, but it would be good to find a replacement because he is cracking on just a little bit. Some other key points to know: there were some hundreds in each innings in the county championship. Brooke Guest, Lewis Deploy, Finlay Bean, Keaton Jennings, Dewald Brevis all getting it. James Cole's 260 against us last campaign is the second highest total in the game. A few more pairs and a few more king pairs. Adam Lythe, look at this, 2 balls, out twice, opening the batting in each innings against Worcester. And we've got a couple of 99 not outs to the mix as well. Roderick from Worcestershire, 99 not out in the county championship, a 99 not out for James Rue, and a 99 not out for Nick Gubbins. Keaton Jennings with the most runs in any county championship match with 306, 156 and 150 in his game against Somerset. Interestingly enough, Rob Keogh has been overtaken because he is the only player with a century in each innings, but Jaeger has overtook him with 261 with a 176 and 85 last season. 5 wickets in each innings continues to be on the rise. Sam Cook got in there with a fine performance near the end of the middle of the season against Hampshire. Best bowling in innings, Smith, the Kiwi from Worcester, 8 for 55, but that Douthwaite 7 for 12, and Ben Green got in there last year with a 7 for 16 in the Blast. We had the second best win streak last year, 7 in the county championship. Middlesex managed to go 10 games without a win, and Kent went 9 games lost in a row. For us it was a good season though. The Blast was our usual erratic self with a good start, a poor middle, but we actually ended pretty well to get to the quarterfinals. We won all but 3 of our games in the county championship until the last game where we lost, and the Royal London Blast was a bit of a cluster. Team rankings wise, well, Durham remained the best team in the county championship, Essex in the Royal London Cup, and Durham in the Blast as well. If we just have a look at Durham, 1 Division 1 title, 1 Blast title to the name, 3 times they've been the number 1 rated team so far, twice in the county championship and once in the Blast. I love Leicestershire on this game. They're so erratic. They had a last place in the Blast competition, but they've also won the Royal London Cup. And as for us, well, you can say that we're on the rise. Our rating is on the way up in all competitions, and we're currently the 11th best team in the Royal London Cup, 13th in the county championship and 12th in the Blast. I think I said last time the way it works is it uses a 3-year average of rating points. The third year is only worth half, and then it weights it out of 100. So we've got a bit of work to do here. We've got to make some good signings, and we've got to continue to grow our team, our stock, and just become a better team. And hopefully Ben Sanderson has retired. So we've got 557,000 to spend. Emilio Gay is an absolute shoo-in at 25 years old. Ricardo Vasconcelos at 27 years old is going to get a 3-year deal. David Willey is an interesting one. He's away with England still, he's 35 years old, but he's dropped down 15,000 in salary, so I'm happy to give him a year deal. Safe Sabe is currently worth 3 years and he's away for the 100 as well. Then we run into a little bit of a mess. Jay Burton came through the youth academy, so I'm just going to give him a couple of years to see what he's got. Justin Broad is a good backup, so I'm going to give him a year. Bartlett, I think the world set sail on you here for us. Weatherall, I know in real life, is a good player. So Gowler, Finnan, Miller and Bartlett are all going to leave. So it gives us 349,000 to play with. Okay, so the first thing we do is we always look at youth players that's available, and we've got 350,000 and we only need to sign 3 players. But there's one player in particular that looks outstanding. There's W. Leeburn here. William Leeburn, 22 years old. He's a genuine lower order batter, but 191 wickets at 21 is exceptional. His one-day record of 61 at 23 with a 4 economy rate is amazing, and he averages goes at less than 8 in the Blast. So I think you are worth a 3-year look at. And I actually think the guy below him, there's a couple of players here. There's Edmund and there's Cole. Edmund 82 at 25, Cole 195 at 24. Moving to one-day cricket, Cole and Edmund are both equally exceptional. And then you look at the Blast stuff and you realise they've both got wickets at less than 8. So this is unusual for me. I'm going to give Cole 2 years. I'm going to give Edmund 3 years. So we've gone all in on the young players. Okay, so we said we needed some weight behind the Blast. And I think I've narrowed it down to 3 Blast players that could make a difference. Phil So's obviously one of them. Max Holden would be another one. And Tom Banton. So what we can look at is the 3 players overall. The 3 players overall in all of their seasons gives a 141 strike rate, an average of 21.39, so kind of in line with what's going on. But if we look at the seasons players have had, the best strike rate overall is probably a Tom Banton, 166 and 150. Max Holden had a superb season last year with consistency being key, 5 50s to his name. Doesn't mean he's always going to be that player, but that's really good. And Phil Salt has been pretty poor on the game actually to say how good he is, and his availability is pretty limited. So it brings it down to a Banton and Holden conversation. And here you go. So Banton has qualified. So strike rate percentile is done on 300 runs minimum. And then where do you sit in the percentile rank, with 100 being best, 0 being worse. And you can see Banton's 2 seasons are 46 and 63rd, and Holden's best season was a 53rd. They've all had one top scorer in different matches they've played. Average value, 4.47, 4.27. It tells you Banton's a 6-hitter. Banton's a guy. All Somerset's in for him as well, so we're just going to bump that up to 45. And there's a guy here I'm just going to take a little punt on, and it's Hamza Shakir. So played England under 19s, and in the last game he was amazing. And we're actually going to take a punt on some overseas players here, because we've got a bit of wage to play with, and it's going to be David Beddingham, away available 97%. So Bantam, Shakir and Beddingham all sides, still gives us 153,000. And we did say we wanted a bowler, and ideally a seamer, and big Wes Agar's available, who I think would be good enough for Division 1. There is Dan Mousley available with a 167 batting strike rate. I think I'm going to have a couple of years at that, because I actually really rate him in real life. And Joey Everson is a 3 format player at 23 years old. So that's a hell of a lot of signings. Also, a couple of really important things to note before we get on and go, why have he got so much money? Well, Jaeger and Lacey, who we signed to big deals, are now both England contracts for 3 years. Welcome to 2026. As one of our new players is now out for 6 days. It does mean we might start the season with a very, very different looking team. So Patel and Vasconcelos at the top. Now the reason Vasconcelos, Daniel Beddingham could keep, but Vasconcelos is the keeper. Lacey, Beddingham, Jaeger, Joey Everson comes in at 6, Save drop downs to 7, and then we've got Irwin Scrimshaw, Wes Agar as the new bowler to go along with Sam Cook. It will mean that we've got Gay on the bench, which I'm not too sure how I feel about at the moment. That might change with Vasconcelos and the gloves go to Beddingham. Corbett, who showed some promise in the Royal London Cup. Shakir, who's a long shot for us signing. Tom Banton, who's a T20 player. Rob Keogh, who's the only player with 1,000 runs. James Sales, David Willey, Dan Mousley, who we've just bought, is a 3 format player. And then on the bench with the ball, we've got Lieben, who's our young up-and-coming player who I'm investing in at the moment. But it does mean we've got the potential to be a little short on the bowling side.
Interesting enough, going up against Derbyshire first game of the season as well. 11th place finish, promoted from Division 2 first season, 7th place in the Championship last year, which is quite reasonable. And someone that we lost twice to, a 151 run loss and a 3-wicket loss. Did only average 29.86 last year, which is not the best, and 34.56 with the ball. Again, not the best, just a middling team. Can we get our first Division 1 win? Little Britain actually says yes. Well, if that's what we get this season, things are going to be a very, very good season. Where's Agar? 9 for 79 on debut, a 5 for 35, and this is going to be invaluable. We know Scrimshaw's a strike rate type of bowler, but Agar as well coming in, those two first and second change, looking invincible against a very average batting lineup, but still looking invincible. But the batting, I think there's more to like about this. Still concerned around Patel and Vasconcelos as the opening pair. We might see Emilio Gay come back in, but 100 for Lacey. He had for someone that, 70,000 was he? He's England contracted. I think I paid 70,000 for him originally. He had a poor last season, but he's come in hot here, scores 100. Beddingham 100 on debut. We know the class sort of player that he is, and he had a really good start to the season. And the Jaeger bomb, who, to be fair, has gone on and played for England, and he's averaging 60 for England. That's a good signing. 20 in one day, 44 in T20s. Averages 55 in the county championship, but the hundreds have been low for him. But here, he was solid as a rock, and we pick up a win. Scrimshaw's are injured. That's just what we need for our bowling lineup, and Lacey's improved it against spin to their limit. It's going to be a more difficult game. This going up against an almost 5-star Yorkshire team, Nottinghamshire team. But I think it's time to give Leeburn a little bit of a run out. So he's one of the young guys that we've gone and signed. He averages 21 with the ball with 198 wickets in second team 3-day cricket, 61 at 23 in ODI, and goes at 7s. The question is there anyone else on the bench? Sometimes it's hard to remember who you've actually signed this year. I think Edmund's the other one that we might have a look at, but we're going to give Leeburn a run out. Not still looking like a pretty good team. Lyndon James in the lineup, Slater, Duckett, Tom Moore still getting the game. Riccicelli in as the overseas player is an interesting one. Josh Tong, Dylan Pennington. There's pace for days. We've won the toss. I feel like it's going to get worse. Look at that wicket. We're going to exploit that. We're going to bat. Oh, we've only gone and beat them as well. And it's Ricardo Vasconcelos with 100. 116, but there's question marks about his position in the team. Is he going to be the guy for us? He's not set the world alight across the last 2 seasons. An average of 37, an average of 35. But here, 116, a well-made 60 strike rate as well. Chanceless throughout. Batted really well. Jaeger with runs, Beddingham with runs. But it was the bowling attack. Leeburn 1 for 71. First over went for 10 in county championship cricket. That was a bit expensive. Gave Joey Everson a little bit of run out. He got a wicket here. Safe save with a couple of wickets. Irwin with 5. We get the win. And don't worry, Scrimshaw is back. Strike rate king. We're playing against a Gloucestershire team up in the dizzy heights of Division 1. Promoted in second place, I think it is. Yeah, second place in Division 2 and finished just outside of the relegation zone last year. And a team that we split it with in 2024. 1 win, 1 loss. I can believe it and I can feel it. It's another victory. It's another 100 for David Beddingham. That's his second of the season. He's had a great start to the campaign for us. Jaeger with a 50, Vasconcelos 46, Patel 46 not out. But the kicker here, I thought we'd kind of shot ourselves in the foot. A 54 for their number 11 here. Taylor and Dale put on 81. Little bit disappointing, but in a game that was really tight, it all came down to this. And in fact, it really all came down to Agar cleaning up Price, cleaning up Van Buren, and cleaning up Wilcox, who was good for them last year. So we are officially 3 for 3. We've just gone 4 from 4, and this is against a good team. Keaton Jennings, George Boldson, Bahanan, Pajara. Wharton's a good player. And then a bowling attack that include Big Bad Jimmy, Luke Wood. We go and get it done. Cook and Agar safe save 2 for none. Some important moments here. We really whipped through their tail really fast, which was a good thing. And also the wicket of Pajara here when he was set. Scrimshaw came on. Bahanan and Pajara in quick succession. Huge for us. No big runs, but Lacey with a 50. Vasconcelos with a 50 as well. Getting it done. And this is like this is like the final boss sort of task. Going up against Durham with Lees, Masood, Ackerman, Ollie Robinson, Ben Stokes, Callum Parkinson, Mark Wood, Matty Potts. And that is how you do it. We played the conditions perfect and we pick up the victory. Vasconcelos is on fire this season. This is what you want to see. He's 28 years old. He's coming into his peak. And just look at how good he looks at the moment. 3 centuries in his last X amount of innings. Career average still not above 33, but 56 this year is superb. And the Jaeger bomb comes good with a 146, fourth score above 50 this season. Takes his career average to 58.95. And the bowling was outstanding. Wes Agar is turning into probably be the signing of the season. And that's saying something because Beddingham's got a whole load of tons. As we stop what we're doing and we go and have a look at a little bit of blast cricket. And I feel like we've actually built for this. I feel our team looks a lot more solid than it did last year. If we look at the strike rates of players from last year, Beddingham came in, he's got a 159. Banton came in a 161. Lacey and Jaeger are new young players that have come through. Obviously, 167 for Dan Mousley, 140 for Joey Everson, and as a spare seamer, it's not a bad option. We could change that up and we could drop Everson for David Willey, which is probably not a bad option. He's possibly the better bowler and he's a massive hitter. Does mean we've got Vasconcelos on the bench, who averaged 28 last year at a 135 strike rate. Emilio Gay, who was really good last year. So we've got options against a Worcestershire team, and we're actually a 4-star rated team, which is by far the best we've been going into the season. Okay, we get smashed. They knock them off really easy. Jake Libby 55 off 36, pretty reasonable. Economy rates all over the place. Sam Cook going at 15s with the bat. What did it like? Banton 120 strike rate. It's like, hey, you score at 150. Let's make you worse. That's what we're going to do. Dan Mousley first ball as well. There's been better debuts. And going up against last year's champions, Durham. Not going to be an easy task. Always a good door. Hiradoi's a great player on this game as well. And we go down to Durham by 8 runs. What do I not like? Lacey 20 off 18. That's not getting it done for us. They scored 200. Strike rates, economy rates all over the place. And I think it comes down to, actually, our strike rates are poor, so we're not getting wickets and not putting pressure on. And Jaeger is off to the England team. Emilio Gay's going to come into the middle order. I'm not sure about the spot on that, but we'll give it a go. Really, really easy win. A couple of things to note about this team. Tom Lammonby's there and Tom Curran's at Derbyshire. Not saying things are strange, but things are very strange. Lacey 88 off 45 as well. That was an exceptional knock and makes up for his 20 off 18. Smashed. 117 all that. Didn't even go for it very hard. It was just a conveyor belt of wickets. What a strange old game of cricket. We get 86 off 4. It was a normal game for a long time and then the rain came. Beddingham and Gay both at first ball, 50 for Lacey, and they were chasing 80 odd off 11. We bowled 5 overs, it rained, and we won. What a strange game. I'm not going to complain with the win. It's happened again. 102 all out of 15 overs, didn't really do anything here. Moved Tom Banton down the order, that's still not working. But we got blown away by spin. I want to say Blake's a spinner. And Amar Verdi 2 for 11. Just really poor. For all the money you've spent, I've still not got a very good top 6, in my opinion, for this competition. I'm missing a couple. Like Dan Mousley, 110 strike rate, Banton 123. Emilio Gay, I'm shifting around the order trying to make that work, and it's just not. Vasconcelos will be the guy that comes into bat at 4 for us. Just another game of being a walking, collapsing machine. Lacey with 47 and no one else with anything. I feel it's just maybe even a couple of batters off without Jaeger, because here downwards is poor. We've lost again. We've lost by a run, which is better, but we've still lost again. Tom Banton 34 off 37. Where is that guy that went and scored a strike rate of 161 last year? Where is it? Because blatantly I can't get that out of him with his 115 strike rate. We take it close. Last over we lose 2 wickets and lose the game, and we are bottom. I've made us worse. Jaeger's away as we go back to a bit of championship action. Emilio Gay's going to come in averaging 59 in second team cricket this year. There's a few guys. Burton's averaging 66, who's come through the youth team, who looks reasonably good. Dan Mousley's averaging 44, but Feeling a little burned by that signing. Hey, look at all these great signings I've made. We win again in the Championship, and it's at the opening partnership of 247 between Vasconcelos and Patel. Lacey and Vasconcelos put on 105. 181 for Vasconcelos. His form is just next level, isn't it? He's in 73 centuries from 6 matches is a great return. Patel, with his first century of the season, puts his average up to 30 to go with his 1 century last year, average 39, runs all the way down. And to be honest, they batted 100 overs here, and I thought they were just going to keep batting, and then Safe Save came on. He takes 5 for, changes the game. We win the game with 6 for 6. Making a big change where Agar's going to drop and get a rest, and we're going to bring in Cole into the blast. 7.11 economy rate in second team cricket for the youngster, making his debut. Well, we've lost in 11 overs, we got bowled out in 15. We were looking pretty good at one stage and got blown away again. This batting lineup is fragile as. And with the ball, the only positive was Cole's 3 overs for 23. That's all we've got. Okay, we're changing stuff around. Vasconcelos is out, Jaeger's back, Beddingham's going to drop down the order, and Emilio Gay's going to open the batting. I know Beddingham's got a 156 strike rate, but I feel I could maybe get a bit more from him down the order and a higher average and just better match impact. Plus, Emilio Gay was good opening the batting last year. We've won a game of cricket in T20, 179 for 5, Lacey 49 off 40, Beddingham moved down 32 off 19, 168 strike rate. I like that. Emilio Gay at the top with a 233 strike rate. I really like that. It gave us a competitive total. And then with the ball, we were actually pretty good here. They struggled. We had good economy rates throughout. Cole going at 9th, slightly disappointing, but Safe Save. Dave Willey, 3 wickets apiece. And we're off the bottom. I have no idea how we've lost this game. They get 180, which is a really good score. Some good bowling. Cole going at 8 was really nice. And in this game, we're on top. Tom Banton goes big, 239 strike rate for his 50. Jaeger with 40. And then Willie, Irvin, Scrimshaw, Cole. Like, we just lose those last 5 wickets for 20, and we lose by 6 runs. And you would have thought with a Willie and a Safe Save would be okay, but they're just batting 1 too high. So the obvious thing to do is change your team around. And I don't know who the guy to come in is. I think it's going to be Justin Broad. 324 runs. He's got a century in the second team this year. He's going to come in for Cole. We're going to move Broad up to 6. Oh, it does mean David Willey's one of our frontline bowlers, which is not a position I want to be in these days. Whereas Agar's going to come back in. And we're going, yeah, that's the team. We've shuffled the deck a little bit. We win again. What is going on here? We chased down 151. We made a meal of it here. Got blown away. Dahl with a hat-trick. But Jaeger with 50 not out. We restrict them to 145, and everyone minus Sam Cook bowled incredibly well. We pick up another win. Emilio Gay 66. It's been slow going for the Gayster this time, but you know, since I've moved him to opener where he batted well last year, it's worked reasonably well. And we lose by 7 wickets in the Championship. Why, you may ask? I accidentally picked the T20 Blast team. Final game of the campaign for the Blast, and we pick up a win. We make a couple of changes. Hamza Shakir, we gave debut to 42 off 31, pretty reasonable. And we gave Weatherall a game as well, who went at 12. So overall, that's a really poor Blast campaign. 6 wins, reasonable. What that basically means you're 1 win off going through. But it was the way we went about it. And we get a new youth player coming through as well, who is not a good player at all. That's the worst youth player we've had so far. Irwin's on international duty, as is Lacey and Jaeger, going back to a bit of Championship action. So again, it's quite an interesting looking team. We've lost a hell of a lot of our players who have took us to top of the table after 7 games. The only ones not in this lineup is Broad, who accidentally played, and Banton, who accidentally played, is going to come in. Shakir's going to come in for debut and bat at 5. It's a big tail. We could come a cropper here. This is the point of the season where rubber hits the road. It gets pretty hard for us every single time. 172 to win from 116 minutes. 1 hour 16 really, if we want to do it. That's 76 minutes. Challenge accepted. Challenge aborted and challenge defeated. We just got bowled out in 17 overs. We've lost the game. One of the most under radar things is Mr. Strike Red himself, Scrimshaw, 17 wickets at 42 this year. That is outrageously bad. Cole's played a couple of games. We've got Weatherall who could come in, but I think Edmead is going to be the guy that's going to come in for a game. We do have Jaeger and Lacey back as well for this game against Surrey, who are told with Prithee Shaw, our ex-player from year one, Sibley, Lawrence, Pope, Haynes. Oh my, I should have signed Jack Haynes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Folks, 6. Atkinson, 7. Dan Worrell, 8. Probably 9 internationals in that lineup. We're going to try and use the best of the conditions.
Now, loss against Surrey. First two innings were really just ruined by rain, but Wandera made an excellent 83 and Gus Atkinson 52. Redham absolutely railed at 5 for 96. They're just too good. They bat really well, they bowl really well, they beat us. We've lost 3 straight. They offered us about 270 to win. I wasn't interested, not after the last time I made such a calamitous mess out of it. There's a theme with our team at the moment. One, I don't think Sam Cook's having the best year. Averaging 27 but strike rate 73. He's kind of fallen back into that Ben Sanderson type role that just doesn't make breakthroughs at the top. And also lower order batters score a lot of runs against us. But mid-table, first year back in Division 1, I think is quite reasonable after 10 games. Shakir goes and improves his batting technique as it is Royal London Cup time. And we've lost Lacey, Cole, Irwin, Patel, Zabe, Banton, Cook, Scrimshaw, Willie. And to be fair, we actually haven't got too bad a lineup. Vasconcelos and Gay, Beddingham and Jaeger didn't make it into the 100, but he might go on international duty. Shakir's going to get a game. Joey Everson, Sales, Weatherall, Leeburn, Edmund and Agar. So the bowling attack is really weak, really inexperienced. We do need to try and get a spinner in there somewhere. So it's either a Rob Keogh or a Dan Mousley. I think I'm going to go for a Rob Keogh to start with because he can bat up. And we pick up a win. We get 280, Vasconcelos 121. What a campaign he's having. Maybe not the T20 last, but generally a pretty good season. Averaged 56 in this competition last year, 398 runs, a strike rate of 89, and he's off doing it again. It's interesting, with the bowling, I don't feel there's anything on the depth chart that's going to make us better. But Dan Mousley, Lewis McManus, Corbett, who had a couple of good knocks, and Justin Broad could all come into this top 6 and make us equally as good or maybe even better. And we go 2 for 2, Royal London Cup time. Pujara scores 130 for them because Pujara does that sort of thing. They had Fak as a man and Pujara in the top 3. Josh Bohannon at 4. Good team. Wes Agar 4 wickets as well. But good economy rates. Edmund, Leeburn and Sales all going under 6s was pretty good, pretty epic actually. And we knock off 300. Vasconcelos 79 off 75. Good. Gay good. Beddingham good. And Jaeger just walks us across the line. And Beddingham is out for 4 weeks. That causes us a massive headache. I did talk about there being a little bit of depth, but when you've actually got to dig into it, that causes me deep concern about what we're going to do. Corbett's going to come in. It's another win. We do it again. Jaeger moves up to 3 and scores 108. Emilio Gay run a ball. Bottom end got blown out of the water by Du Pavilion. But bowling, good. Sales 4.
So the Jaeger not being available is less than ideal with this average of 93, but does give us a chance to bring in Justin Broad. Yeah, second best here, 212 the score. We started off okay, 38 run partnership, Vasconcelos, Emilio Gay. Holman got them. I don't know if it was in the same, very close succession. Over 11, over 13. He actually fundamentally changed the game, and from there we were on the back foot, and they knocked them off with 13 overs spare, so it kind of ruins the net run rate. And that is a win and a half. 302. Emilio Gay, 107 off 111, almost a runner ball. He's having an exceptional campaign for us, averaging 60 with 300 runs, averaged 22 last campaign, so much improved. 78 by Justin Broad, 2 good knocks, 49 and 78 from him in his last 2 innings. And then this is a not bad team, this Durham team. There's Jones and Masuda at the top, but then there's gaps, and we managed to exploit the gaps. Rob Keogh exploited the gaps with what I believe is a career best 7 for 55 in one-day cricket. What a win again! We're the Royal London Cup team at the moment. 256 they get. Good bowling performance from the team. Economy rate exquisite throughout. Tom Press made 70. And Piers, I don't know who you are, but Rory Piers batted pretty well. But 257 for 5. Corbett, who signed for us in the first year, hasn't really played any cricket, but average 176 last year with a top score of 88. And this year has gone and scored a century. We should have won this, to be fair. 284 they get. Rob Keogh with another 5 for 67. Just playing some really good cricket at the moment, Rob Keogh. 253. Broad scores 92. Corbett scores 99. But we just slipped behind the rate. And we couldn't get it back. We only needed 7, but going at 7s was a little bit too much. 1 game to go. We're in pole position to qualify. But we need to do better than Middlesex and not mess up enough where a net run rate drops below theirs. Safe to say that Leeburn hasn't quite been at his best. 3 wickets at 88 from 7 matches it's not ideal. So I'm going to make a change. Weatherall's going to come in, but everything else is going to stay the same. The batting lineup's looking really good. Everyone averaging over 40. Rob Keogh averaging 14 with the bat, but 20 wickets is 16 with the ball. We're going up against Somerset's David Warner, Matty Renshaw, Andrew Mead, Miles Hammond, George Bartlett, Lewis Gregory, Jack Leach, Hal Bashir. This isn't going to be easy. Lose by 4 wickets. We got rolled for 146. Interesting thing here was Lewis Gregory got a couple, but Ogborne, that's the one that hurt us. And then it was up to Shao Bashir and Jack Leach to run through us. We've lost and we've made it through. Obviously just, but Middlesex lose. So we're into the quarters. Safe Sabe is available if we want to bring him in. He obviously not been available for us previously. David Will is available. But I think I'm going to stick as we are. Just Irwin the change and Lacey in at 3. So in theory, we are a better team. We're a 3-star rated team. We're going against a Budinger, Cornell, Jamie Smith there, Treveskis, Ben Mike, Scriven, who's been absolutely stacking up the wickets. It's going to be a bit overcast for the first innings. We're going to bowl. Now, we're an absolute bowl job. They get 308 for 9. Cornell really hold them together. I felt like we were doing okay, but Jaden Sales was expensive. Rob Keogh only bowled 3 overs, was expensive. But Cornell 122 off 110 was exceptional when no one else shined. And we were 240. We were never really in the game. We had a good opening partnership, but then it was quick wickets. Ben Mike, I think he got Gay, Lacey and Corbett all pretty much back to back. And you could see we were ahead of the rate at this stage, but wickets did us. Look at those partnerships, absolutely diabolical. Here we go, bang bang bang, 12 13 14 15 wicket, 4 off the edge wicket and another wicket. We lost 4 wickets in 3 overs, so we're out. Also Rob Keogh leading wicket taker in the competition as well. And it's Leicestershire the opportunity to go back to back against Surrey in the final. Corbett improves fast bowling to the limit. Quite impressed by Corbett. There's been some good stuff to like as we go back to a bit of championship action against Gloucestershire. So we are 4 games remaining, 24 points off the top. So this is going to be hard. And we're going to give a debut as well, probably a well-earned debut. So Jaeger and Beddingham. Beddingham's at England. Jaeger's on international duty because, hey, the guy averages 58 in first-class cricket, 53 in test match cricket. He's a stud. He's not with us all that often. But Corbett, I think, has done more than Shakir to come in and take that number 5 slot. Emilio Gay comes into the team as well. We are, I feel, fundamentally missing a leader amongst the batters, someone to be captain. There's a couple of 28-year-olds here. 29 Wes Agar, but it does beg the question, who is going to be your captain? Well, Vasconcelos has got to keep, so Patel's going to get the captaincy. Irwin's on an England contract as well. That's new. I didn't realise that. That's good news. And Scrimshaw's still averaging 42 this year, so we're going to give him a pass. But we do need to beat a team like Gloucester. There's 1 over left in the game. We need 20 to win with 3 overs left. I think I'm going to give it a couple of balls. We've done everything we can. We've really tried to hammer home an opportunity to try and do it. And no, we need to shut up shop. Otherwise, we're going to do our usual let's lose a game of cricket again. Which looks like it might be happening. Oh my God. I've done exactly... Oh, he's dropped it. That's the game. He's gone and dropped the ball. We get away with a draw. 303 for 9, chasing 320 in 80 overs. Wow, we batted slower than I thought. Corbett, 250s in the game though. I'm quite happy with what he's done. Lots of stars throughout, but no one went on. But really, it was this third innings. Our lacklustre opening bowling partnership of Irwin and Cook continues to be the problem. We pick up a draw. It is a good season. David Beddingham makes himself re-available in the team, so he'll come in for Emilio Gay, who randomly can't get a game. But the problem with the bowling is just fast. The strike rate of 80 for Sam Cook is absolutely horrendous. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Wes Agar with the new ball, Sam Cook with the old ball, in a game we have very little chance of winning. It all comes down to this. We need 25 to win, chasing near 400, and there's 11.5% chance of victory. We need 25 runs with 1 wicket left. Well, we lasted 2 more balls. Game lost. Lose to Sussex. Again, frustrating. There was some good stuff. Sam Cook with 3 in the middle. That seemed to work quite well, but Nissanka batted brilliant for his 128, and Clark just frustrating. Lower order partnerships doing us danger again. 160 all out for us. Top order blown away. Second innings, Patel batted well. Those starts, but no one went on. It's 4 defeats on the season. You're not going to win the title with 4 defeats. Surrey go on and win the Royal London Cup. Thanks to a 90 not out in the middle order from Dom Sibley. Their team is really good. Devon Conway in for this game. Jack Haynes. David Milan didn't realise he'd made the move over there. So they look really good. And Leicestershire 183 all out with Saqib Mahmood of Surrey fame now, taking 5. Match drawn. But a few things to take out from this. Rishi Patel goes and bags 100. Much needed 100. Yes, he scored a 90, but he's better than average player. Average 39 this year, averaging 41 this year with 3 centuries. It's not a bad season, to be fair. Beddingham and Corbett scored some runs, but the second innings, Lacey scored a well-made 100. I think that's only his 3rd of the year. I thought he was 2nd, but he might tick over 1,000 runs for us this year, which is really good. And Corbett, playing just his 8th game, went and scored 100. 100 in the Royal London Cup, 100 in the County Championship. It's a player that's working for us. We pick up a draw. There's a chance of a 3rd place finish, really, if we do well. Final game of the season. A couple of changes for the final game. Jaeger's in for David Beddingham. Beddingham's overseas player. There's not that much riding on the game, other than a 20k maybe in the listings at the end of the season. So I want to give Jaeger a game. He's our guy. Keep developing him. I've moved Safe Save up to 6. He scored 700 and 800 runs last 2 seasons. Not really had much of an opportunity, batting 1 place down. And Edmonds come in for Irwin, who's one of our star performers, international player, currently injured. And as the last game goes, that was almost a calamity. We asked them to follow on. We scored 346. Patel with 123. He goes back-to-back game hundreds, which is really good. Something else, another stat I should put together in the dashboard. And we bowled them out for 196. George Grimshaw comes good. And then we bowled them out for 220. After Rooney and Guest put on 101, I was thinking, oh no, we've blown a load here. But it's a good, really solid first season back. 7 wins, won 50% of the games. 197 points, 3rd place. Royal London Cup quarterfinals, blast, absolute monstrosity. Most runs on the season in the championships. Tector, look at that for a season. 1,409 runs. Joe Root 1,300 runs. Pujara 1,300 runs. That's what he does. He just walks around scoring a hell of a lot of runs. Vasconcelos topped 1,000 runs, which is good. 2nd player to do it for us. Lacey topped 1,000 runs. You know what? I'm actually really surprised about that. He's just quite sporadic. I didn't think he had that good a season. Patel, another 900 run season. Jaeger averaged 70. Again, it didn't feel like he did, but he did. Joey Everson 500. Corbett came in 383 runs at 47. I think that's actually quite a fine return. With the ball, Wes Agar 66 at 20 with a strike rate of 40 is an incredible overseas signing. Irwin 54 at 25 is great as well. Safe 38 at 19 with a 30 strike rate is incredible. But Sam Cook with the new ball for 12 games of the season was really, really poor. Vasconcelos led the way with 387 runs in the Royal London Cup for us as well, and Rob Keogh's 23 wickets. And I don't even know what you do with the Blast. Banton and Lacey with some runs at strike rates that's okay. There's not an awful lot to like about it. Dan Mousey just didn't work as a bowler. You can see here we were lacking. So although it's a season where we've gone up and there's some huge benefits, we are about to reap the rewards of a higher county championship finish, so that'll probably give us an extra 100 grand. Justin Broad's contract's up, so we might say bye to him. Lewis McManus's is, so we'll say bye to him. Rob Keogh, I think, is probably earned another year, but I think David Willey it's probably time to move on from. Same with some of these filler guys around here. 20 odd grand, we can reap the rewards of having their contract. Wes Agar at 39 grand was an absolute steal, but betting them at 53, I think we can do better than that. So that'll wrap it up for today. We are done. I'll get all the stats updated. I'll get the Power BI dashboard updated. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at it last time. And we'll be back for season number 4, where hopefully we can start to win one of the big 3 trophies. Till next time.